Hello and welcome back. Max here from Summerland Recording, continuing on with our series on recording acoustic jazz. In today's video, we're going to be talking about recording jazz guitar. Guitar is my main instrument, and when I first opened the studio, the first thing I wanted to experiment with was recording jazz guitar. What I've learned throughout the process is that there really isn't any one mic or technique that's going to work great for every single jazz musician. Guitar tone is a very personal preference, so I'm always prepared to try as many mics or as many preamps or as many recording techniques as possible, just so that the musician feels that their own unique sound is captured in the recording. Today I'll be showing you a few different techniques that I think capture my own sound. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the video. Just before we get started, I'll be playing on a 1981 Gibson ES-175, and that'll be going into a Victoriette guitar amp. All of the microphones in this video are going to be going into a Vintech 473 without any EQ, compression, or effects at all. Okay, so for the first technique, we're going to try a combination of a Kohl's 4038 and a Shure SM57. The Kohl's gives a nice warm and dark sound, while the 57 will pick up some of the higher frequencies. I'm going to be placing the Kohl's about 6 inches from the speaker cone with the SM57 as close to the Kohl's as possible, just to avoid any phase issues. A Royer 121 ribbon mic also works really well for this technique, but unfortunately mine is being repaired. Nonetheless, the Kohl's sounds really awesome too. We're going to listen to each mic on its own, then we're going to listen to what they sound like together. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, next we're going to leave everything where it is, but we're going to swap the 57 with the Sennheiser MD421, which is a really awesome mic on guitar amp as well. I'm hoping that this will give it a little bit of a crisper high end. Let's have a listen to this. Okay, next I'm going to leave the MD421 where it is, but I'm going to swap the Kohls out with an AKG C414. I just want to hear what a condenser mic will add to the mix. Let's see how this sounds. So far we've tried 3 variations on the same technique. They all sound great, almost as if your ear is right up close to the speaker cone. The one thing about that is that there is no room sound captured at all, so for the next technique I'm going to add one condenser microphone about 12 to 15 inches away from the speaker cone, and it's going to be an Omni just to capture more of the room sound. For this I'm going to be using a Kohl UMT70, which has to be my all-time favorite microphone on guitar amps. It's not one you see a lot in recording studios, but I do highly recommend it. In addition to the Kohl that I'm using on the speaker cone, I'm going to be adding a Neumann M149 about 5 or 6 inches away from the fingerboard of the guitar. This picks up some of the acoustic plucking sounds that the guitar makes. Now, this isn't going to be overly beneficial for a jazz guitarist that maybe plays a Tele or a Stratocaster, but for any guitarist that plays an arch top or a hollow body or even a semi-hollow guitar, this works really well. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, now I'm going to play these recordings back to back just to really highlight the differences in sound. I'll only be playing the recordings together. I'm not going to solo each of the microphones. Let's have a listen. Thank you so much for joining me for another video on recording acoustic jazz. Again, I'm Max from Summerland Recording. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.